Let's talk about the recent Heisei retro trend that's been taking Japan by storm. Heisei retro is essentially Japan's version of the Y2K nostalgia trend, though it's a bit more complex than that. Japan categorizes different social and political eras based on the current sitting emperor. As of 2019, we are currently in the Reiwa era, but for most of J fashion history, so for the formation of Gyaru, Decora, Lolita, etc., we were in the Heisei era. The Heisei era is also when anime and other Japanese pop culture exports began spreading to the West, so think the popularization of Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, etc. So the Heisei retro aesthetic is about nostalgia for the entire Heisei era, which spanned from 1989 to 2019. So while Y2K nostalgia is an important aspect of the trend, you'll also see a lot of late 80s and 90s nostalgia in there as well. It's also a way to make things from the past not seem uncool. The main elements of this trend are Y2K fashion, especially Gyaru fashion. So you'll see a lot of bright pinks, animal prints, flip phone motifs, as well as vintage Sanrio, bedazzled detailing, and the iconic Ko-Gyaru slouch socks. Retro games and technologies such as Tamagotchi or disposable cameras are also staples of this trend. The Heisei retro boom has also caused a resurgence in 90s and 2000s J-pop. The reason that this is becoming popular now is because of Gen Z, who either associate the Heisei era with early childhood or don't really remember much of it at all. This makes the Heisei aesthetic seem novel and new to them. Articles in Japan also mention how Gen Z have dealt with rapid digitalization, pandemics, and recessions, and the bright colors of the Heisei era are a form of escapism. I also think the nostalgia for bright color palettes is even more prevalent against the background of Ryosan-gata and Jirai-kei, which tend to have much more muted color palettes pretty consistently, honestly. It also kind of ties in with the idea of emo or emotional consumption in Japan, which is all about making purchases that are meant to lift your mood. This trend is also part of why Sanrio has been releasing so many 90s themed Gyaru collections in recent years. Make sure to check out the sources in the description for further reading, and follow me if you want to stay up to date on all of the fashion trends coming out of East Asia.